many times, this is problem 4, exercise 13.5 in your text. Many times you will use the tools you learn in this course to help you make decisions. I have said millions of times, managerial accounting doesn't really give you answers. It gives you better ways to answer good questions and to ask good questions. Here, this company is looking at 4 proposals. Let me make sure you understand what they're telling us. Proposal A will cost us $90,000 right now. We'll get $126,000. That's the present value of the inflows. The net present value of those at whatever our required rate is $36,000, and the life of this project is 5 years. They're giving us that. Then they tell us investment B will cost us $100,000 right now. The present value of its inflows is $138,000. The net present value is $38,000, and the life of the required project is 7 years. C, we're going to have to spend $70,000 right now. The present value of the inflows over the next 6 years is $105,000. The net present value at their discount rate, whatever that is $35,000, and the life of the project is 6 years. And D cost us $120,000 now. The inflows have a value of $160,000. The net present value of the project is $40,000. And the life of the project is 6 years. So they all have positive net present value. They're all pretty close. They're within what, $4,000, $5,000 of each other? So none of them are bad, but one of them is better than all the others. And a project profitability index will give us a way to find that out. And what we're going to do for that is, for each project, we're going to compare the net present value to the investment required. So we're going to compare this to this. Compare as in divide. So we're going to take 36,000 going to divide it by 90,000, and we come up with 0.40. That's our profitability index. We're going to do the same with all of the others. We're going to take 38,000, divide by 100,000, although I said 10,000, and that will give us a profitability index of 0.38. 35,000 divided by 70,000 gives us a profitability index of 0.50, and 40,000 divided by 120 gives us a profitability index of 0.33. Now we can take a look and simply pick and rank them. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So, the one that we want to do first, number 1 proposal, is C. Let me get the right colors to be consistent. So we prefer C, and the profitability index is 0.5. Now remember, that 0.5 doesn't mean dollars, doesn't mean anything. It's just a number that we came up with, dividing the net present value by the investment required. It's like coming up with batting average in baseball or yards per carry in football. It's just a number that you can use to compare things. Stock market does this all the time with earnings per share and things like that. It's just a number. It gives us a way to compare. The next project, the next highest profitability index is proposal A, and that's 0.40. And our next is B, and the profitability index there is 0.38. And our last option is D, with a profitability index of 0.33. Notice that project D has the highest net present value. But when you factor in the investment, the life of the asset or life of the investment, and the value of the inflows, the net present value, it has the lowest profitability index. So profitability index will give you information that net present value won't. Because if you went by net present value, you would go with D. It has the highest net present value. But because of the way it's structured, 120,000 out, there's a lot of more money out. 6 years for your return, it's the lowest profitability index. So, just a way for you to help gauge or estimate the value of projects, to rank order them and say, given my druthers, I'd druther take C. And this is where you're picking the best among equals. There are no negative net present values here. If any of these had a net present value, you would just remove it from the equation. It's no longer part of the consideration, and consider the remainders, or the remaining ones.